All right, so this is Armando here, and just a little bit of a preface for this because I'm pretty sure you guys looking at the screen right now are kind of looking at you're looking at a huge wall of green spot algae. And it's just part of what happens. This tank is less than 2 months old, and kind of what my experience with planted tanks out here in Arizona with our water. If you use a decorative sand or something, usually the sand releases some silicates, and you get diatoms. We pretty much skip the whole diatom stage of this. Some is the ugly phase, but here's kind of what I learned to be part two of the ugly phase here. This is a green spot algae. We'll be pretty much done with that in anywhere from like 2 to another 6 weeks. This is a low tech tank, so things happen a little bit slower. So we're gonna try to get it off of this magic eraser. I just wanted to give a little bit of preface to the whole video because you guys are probably just looking at a wall of green spot algae. Try that too. I just don't want to knock the whole thing around. It's a little scrubber, a little bit more abrasive. We just want to be able to get it off without scratching the tank, and I don't have a razor scraper on me today, so we're going to try and scrub it off, but green spot algae kind of welds itself to the glass, so it might be a little difficult. It's coming off a little bit. Let's try not to bump anything. This scape is pretty intricate.
Pretty tiny.
Let's try it. Well, let's try that. Looks like we may actually have a razor scraper. I think you gotta, so I have the same thing, so what you gotta do is, so there's like a little notch right there.
Oh,
you gotta push that from there and twist it and lock it in place.
Well, now you got one.
Alright, cool. Alright, so we do have a razor scraper. Just from this like standard little like multi-tool aquarium kit. Works very well. And yeah, we just simply run that along the glass, and as you can see,
you're welcome.
Peels it right off. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that very much.
I'm gonna go do the water change. I will be back.
Alright.
And if anyone's curious, I'm doing a water change on a 1,000-gallon monster fish tank. What? Yeah, this thing's only like, what, 7 gallons? Yeah, come check out the 1,000-gallon monster fish tank. It's on the links on our page. Check it out.
He has a 6-hour video of him building it. We're not going to be able to get all the intimate areas of this tank because it is kind of very close, compact. But I'm going to get as much of this green spot off as we can. Especially on that side where you guys are viewing. I'm going to scrape the whole tank, but I'm really trying to get it off of the side you guys are viewing it from. But see, cool thing about razors is many people think, oh, it's going to scratch the glass. And yes, if you only apply pressure points on one part of the razor. But we're applying pressure to the entire razor. And as long as you don't lift it up and like purposely like try and scratch it, like if you like were to take the corner of the razor to the glass, it would scratch it. But this is very dissipated, and I'm only pushing hard enough to scrape the algae, not hard enough to do any damage to the glass. So there's the side. I think that's pretty good. We're gonna try and get down there again. Oof, yeah, see, this is what I was trying not to do. Let's move the scape around. Just kind of nudge it back in place with that. Alright, I think that is pretty okay, especially for what we can get right there. It's better than what the magic eraser could do. Okay, so now we're going to scrape the front here. Oh yeah, this razor scraper is working very well. Now it is kind of nudging that piece of wood, but it's alright. Not everything's going to work perfectly in life. Sorry if I'm not talking very much. I'm trying to scrape this algae. Yeah, this green spot is easily the hardest algae to get off of anything. The stuff is It's like super good green dots on the glass. What I'm also going to do is take a razor to the calcium deposits on top of the tank. I'm actually going to detach the razor from this for that. Oof. Alright. That's just going to sit right there. And take this along the top. And that's just going to scrape off some of those calcium deposits. Alright. Now we're going to go back in here, scrape the right side of the front panel. It may not be perfect. This tank is very, very small. It's only, I think, it's only like 7 gallons, maybe 5 gallons. I'm not exactly sure how big this tank is, but we're doing our best. I feel like it's self-explanatory with using a razor, but anybody who is using a razor to scrape their glass, please be careful. I would hate to know of people getting hurt doing a very simple task, such as scraping their glass in their aquarium. But it's just part of regular maintenance, scraping glass. Eventually, after the tank gets a lot more mature, you usually don't get green spot algae unless you have a pretty much constant imbalance of nutrients. What exact imbalance of exact nutrients that is, I have no idea, but I just know that when I'm using a pretty much all-inclusive fertilizer that has most of the nutrients that plants need, and I'm using several nutrient sources, such as several nutrient sources like would be using like say aqua soil with some root tabs in it and some liquid fertilizer. So even if each of those things are lacking in certain nutrients, others may contain those, and your plants will just have a lot better access to nutrients from different sources. So I believe that is pretty well scraped. There's this one spot up here. So this it's kind of hard to maneuver around here. Okay, cool. Cool. It's about good. I did drip a bunch of water on the front, but you can't win every battle. Now we're just going to scrape what we can of the left panel here. This one's a little bit harder to scrape because there's very plant heavy on this side, but we're going to get at least the important spots. We're trying not to break any leaves or detach any plants from the wood. Just trying to take it real slow but effective. Alright. We'll call that done. Scraping, it's done. Now we're going to do simple water change. There's no trimming that needs done this time. We're probably going to trim the moss next week in 7 more days. But right now we're just going to do a simple water change. Let's get that light back. We're going to do a simple water change to get some of this gunk that we scraped off the glass out of the tank. And I did miss one spot right here in the front. Sorry for the interruption there, but I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I just try and get everything done initially. And I did miss a pretty important part in front of some of these plants right up here. But that's done there. And now because of that, we've stirred up some of the stuff in the gravel, and we also scraped off a bunch of algae, and it's free floating throughout the tank. So we're just gonna do a fair water change, 50 to 60%, fill it back up, and that's it. So let's get that water draining. And I just try and I don't exactly put it on the gravel, but I just put it close enough to the front part to suck up anything. See, that's what happens when you put it too close. You start to suck up aqua soil. That was only a few small pieces, but I just do it close enough to suck up some debris, but not close enough to disturb the actual plants or to suck up aqua soil. And same with all these other plants. I like to just suck up any extra pieces of moss that have floated into here or anything. Just any bits of poop, any bits of extra food, just anything. This tank is pretty clean altogether though, so there's really not much to do. Alright, and I think that's good water change right there. Just about 2.5, maybe 3 gallon water change. Alright, now we're going to fill it. So let me get this hose installed and we'll start filling. Let's see, let's try and find a good place to set this. I'm going to turn it on real quick. So first, we should probably dose some Seachem Prime. So we're just going to take some of the Seachem Prime right here, a very, very good water conditioner from a very reputable company, Seachem. They make a lot of good products. We just use their fertilizer for another one of our planted tanks. So we're just going to use a little dose. It's only 7 gallons. It's a little dose right there. Let's start filling. All right. And now it is filling. Just real slowly. So we're just going to use this slow trickle water flow to keep some of this moss wet so it doesn't dry out during this process. But ultimately, we're just going to let it hit this. Just hit some of the hardscape so it dissipates without disrupting the aqua soil or detaching some of the plants. And yeah, that's about it for this one. I don't know if you guys saw him, but there is a Bolivian ram in this tank. We haven't named him yet, so if you guys have any name ideas, then drop them in the comments. He's new. He's doing great. He's housed with some Armando shrimp in here. He's eating well. He explores the tank. He's very curious. And he's a cool little guy. I love Bolivian rams. I prefer German rams, sort of like the entire Microgeophagus ramarizii morphs and colors. But Bolivian rams definitely still have a special place in my heart. I bred them recently, and I loved it. I'll probably do it again. And yes, that is a piece of water that is just stuck to the glass, but it'll get picked up once the water level gets back up there.
Alrighty, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, doing fine.
Filling her back up. There's the other. I see both the shrimp.
Yeah, there's 2 Armandos in there. I'm thinking we should call them Terry and Perry.
Terry and Perry?
Yeah.
Down for that, Terry and Perry. And then what about the Bolivian ram?
Oh, I just said, like, if anybody has any name ideas, just drop in the comments if we don't have a name for them already. Awesome. If we do, it'll be edited in the video and posted then. But so far, he's nameless.
Yeah, no name for him. Let's see what the fans want to name him.
You can grab like a microfiber so we can just kind of like wipe off the front of this. Then.
water's draining so fast on that 1,000-gallon monster tank. Won't even take an hour to do a water change on that big boy. 500 gallons.
Yeah, that's a wide hose. It's draining on there. It'll drain fast.
I think it's like 1.5 inches, not 2 inches.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder, like, somebody will probably do the calculations and see how many gallons per minute that is.
Doing its job, that's for sure.
Beautiful.
Over on this other side and wipe it down. Teamwork makes the dreams work. Honestly, man, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. So thank you so much for the help, Armando. Thank you for motivating us, getting this beautiful stuff scaped, everything.
Oh yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to do it anyway, because I don't have as much room as I would like in my place. So it's good to have things, just extra room to explore the same things.
Heck yeah. Great minds think alike, right?
Indeed, indeed. I really like how these crypts are coming in. They're coming in great.
Camera shaking up and down in agrees. Next time I bumped it.
It happens.
Beautiful. Sponge filter's going to need clean next time. Remember that, okay?
Yeah, we're probably gonna. I also said we're gonna trim up the moss the next time.
Yeah, she's starting to grow out. And we got some nice, beautiful roots growing from this fern, too.
Oh yeah, same on this side too. I've always loved seeing Java fern roots. I really like this like forest of ferns we have over on the left side here too. Like a lot of these ferns are growing in nice. We got a lot of new leaves on all those.
Oh, dying leaves, too. Damn snails.
It's also just these are the older leaves that were first on there when we came in. This is a lot different water parameters, mainly because of this aqua soil. It shifted the pH pretty, so probably like around 6.5.
That grass, man, we got a full growth right here, and this is shooting up.
Oh yeah, it's not even close to being full carpeted yet. Like you'll see.
We got a whole section though, just from those little ones that are already like a little 4-inch by 1-inch section that's doing great. So thank you, my man.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
Teaching us new things every day.
It's a real slow trickle fill. We gotta like de-duckweed some of these tanks. There's a lot.
I agree, man. Well, whenever you want to get to work, my man. We need to do it together. I get it. There's a lot of stuff. We need to get dump into the pool now too. We have the pool we can dump stuff into. All those extra fish, and even the koi down at the bottom.
Yeah, they might appreciate it in there.
Let's pray what she's going to get the fuck out. Out. Pray go to the get the fuck out. Kids do.
Yeah, that'll be next week. Is like a good trim.
Sounds like a plan, my man.
Trim off some of these older nubious leaves that are getting coated in algae because they're just not as healthy. Some of these fern leaves, the moss, squeeze out the sponge filter, get it all in order. We might also put some more plants in here. We have some breadfruit wigia that could probably do some good things in here. Yeah.
I want to do any more reds, honestly.
Yeah,
I'd love to get more reds in there.
That's the one thing is more reds. I'm waiting for the sword in the back to grow tall so we can get those red leaves like coming out of the back too. Cool, cool. I think you get a lot more light in there if that inch layer of duckweed wasn't.
Oh, but that one, yeah,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. That's duckweed for you, but this makes it for them seem like it's more natural.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you
It probably
have that.
yeah. You're right. I think a healthy amount is always good. That's why I threw this piece of water lettuce in here so that way it can just slowly start to spread itself.
Next thing you know, duckweed blows up in there. All right, we ready? You know when.
Still need another probably centimeter. All right, I think that's about good.
Okay, I'm gonna pop off the camera and let everyone see what it looks like.
Let's get this light here. We can honestly probably turn the light up for just for like the viewing aspect. We're gonna keep it at the same light that we usually do for now. until this green spot starts to get cured. Because if we just want the light up now, that green spot's going to get crazy.
Always gotta check, man.
So yeah, we're just putting the lights on bright now, so that way you can get a good view of the tank, and then we're going to click it back down to what it's been stable at. But yeah, like some of these dubious leaves are going to need trim next time. They're good for now, but next time. It's looking altogether really good, though. We might also trim that bacopa and plant it back down to get a denser type bush look.
On the other side, third view. Man, I need to clean up all this area, give us a better look on this side. Yeah, it's got some bad water hardness on this side. I need to clean this up in the future.
Vinegar helps a lot with that stuff.
Yep.
Vinegar and a razor.
That way they can see this sword back here. We got shrimps chilling on. Better views for everybody. Well, who are you?
Armando here with Pendley's Plentiful Pets and Arizona Fish Rescue based out of Kingman, Arizona. Owner Matt here, founder.
I'm Matt.
This is our little aquascape.
You know, a little bit of everything. Try to be a co-host, but it's not easy. I'm doing water changes over there. We're trying to do all this stuff together. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Armando, thank you for doing your job.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity.
Appreciate the help, man. Thank you so much. I'm Matt with Pendley's Plentiful Pets.
Armando here, Arizona Fish Rescue based out of Kingman, Arizona.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you'd like to throw out a donation, we take the Zelle at 928-263-9626 or the Cash App at Save the Fishies at Cash App. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful morning, day, or night.
All right, let's click that.